Jalen Hurts, the new draft pick, the new toy for the Eagles, and Doug Peterson has been officially named the starter for week 14. And a lot of people saw this coming. They said that they were going to experiment a little bit with him on Monday Night Football. They didn't. And then last week during the game against the Packers, they benched Carson Wentz. Jalen Hurts came in. He played pretty well. But my question for you guys, and the big decision that you're going to have to make is, do you give Jalen Hurts the rest of the season or do you go with the hot hand? And let's start with Greg.
All right, so you got to go with Jalen Hurts off the top. Your team sucks. You've been having minimal success with Wentz. He looks bad. The offense looks bad. You need a spark. You need to change something. Why not throw Jalen Hurts out there and just see what he can do? See if he can provide that spark. Granted, their O-line sucks. Their receivers suck. You're not putting them in a good situation. But you've paid Carson Wentz. You need to know what you have in Jalen Hurts. If he shines, great. You've got a quarterback for cheap. If he doesn't shine, you've got Carson Wentz, who has been good in the past, and you got to recuperate him over the offseason and try to get him back in shape. But for now, you got to go Jalen Hurts right away.
What do you think, Marcus? Are you going Jalen Hurts for the near future or the rest of the season, or are you going with the hot hand?
This might sound a little country, but my granddaddy used to say this: you got to get the butter from the duck. If we done paid,
Explain that.
I don't even really know what it means. I thought you had butter with crab legs and stuff like that, but apparently my granddad said you got to get the butter from the duck.
All right.
That's
I think
hilarious.
you got to go with Carson Wentz. You pay him so much money. I think I heard that he stood up in an impromptu meeting this week where he actually talked to his teams about how bad he was doing. You've already invested so much money in him. I think even though the ship is rocking and everybody's ready to abandon it, if you committed to him and gave him all that money, you keep on playing him at least so you can get your money out of him. Like, I want it's no way I was going to feel good putting the guy who's making, probably six figures every check, every game check, sitting on the bench or the sideline.
$2.3 million per week.
Oh, yeah. Greg tweeted that out at Catch Camarillo on Twitter. He puts out good nuggets. But yeah, I saw that earlier. That's crazy.
Yeah, so it's like you have to. You've already made this decision. I would love, like Greg says, to have Jalen Hurts get in, because one thing you might be able to do is, have him have a good season and then possibly be able to trade him away, for some good value later on, and then maybe still keep Carson Wentz, who's had that big contract. But right now, I'm going to stick with Carson Wentz, and I'm just going to let the ship go where it goes, and the captain has to go down with the boat.
Wow. Well, don't you find it kind of funny that Ian Rappaport reported, cough, started a rumor, cough, that Doug Peterson, the head coach of the Eagles, could be on the hot seat in 2021, may be in doubt. I find it a little weird with the timing of everything. Now, Ian Rappaport may just be reporting what his friend who works in the Eagles mailroom texted him. But at the same time, it could be a real report. Do you guys buy into that at all? About him changing his mind after he hears this rumor?
You're always on the hot seat as a coach, unless you're someone like Mike Tomlin, who has just been winning for a decade. If you have two terrible seasons in a row, you're on the hot seat. And so Peterson knows when you have put out a season like you're doing right now, people are going to be looking at you. You got to show some sign of life, unlike what Anthony Lynn will get with the Chargers, and we'll get to him later. They show no life. So his seat is incredibly hot. Peterson is heading in that direction. But because of his track record, he's going to have some time.
Yeah, that's an easy one. That's an easy one, Scrape. If you're not winning, everybody's job is really up for grabs. I played in a league where we went 14-2, and they fired Marty Schottenheimer.
That's true. That's insane.
Is he on a hot seat? Yes, I think he's on a hot seat sitting on top of a hot plate,
Well, Carson Wentz, he could, I don't see them trading him. I put these notes in here like, hey, say the Eagles trade him. No one's going to take that contract. They're kind of stuck with him. They signed it last year. So Greg thinks that they should go with Jalen Hurts, and Marcus thinks that they should go with Carson Wentz until his contract runs out. The truth will be told over these next few weeks. That's what's going to happen. We're going to see who's a better quarterback. I feel like anytime a quarterback comes in the middle of the game when they're not a starter, they end up playing well because no one has scouted them. And I'm just going to bring up 49ers Nick Mullins. He's a great garbage time quarterback. He can hit all the guys during the garbage time, but he can't hit guys when he needs to play. So it's different.
You nailed it, Scraby. When no one knows what you do great, or what you're bad at, it's hard, it's hard to stop you. But you get a couple weeks of tape and they find out that Jalen Hurts does not throw to the right side of the field. Well, we don't have to cover the right side of the field. Things like that. I'm not saying that's the actual case.
Yeah.
But by week 3, that's when you start finding out really what someone is made of.
Yeah, absolutely. Like by the time you get that game plan, I mean, we all know like that the first drive, everybody can look good. The first drive is scripted. And after that, it really sees what type of quarterback you are. So like even after the first drive, if you bring in the second quarterback later on in that game to get that spark, then like Greg said, like the defense is going to be off. You've been planning and game planning for one quarterback. You take one quarterback out, and now you have a new one. It just puts up different opportunities for that team to have to be able to defend that they're just not used to. So a lot of times they seem off balance, and the quarterback actually wins in that situation where he looks a little bit better than he might be.